I keep my mother's ashes in a little Wedgwood box. It's very expensive, it was. Very expensive indeed, but worth it. Worth every penny, 'cause Mother was worth it. But now I keep it glued shut, actually. The lid, that is. I glued it myself with super glue. I had to. It seems criminal, really, doing something like that to such a beautiful piece of genuine Wedgwood bone china, but it had to be done. I had no choice, not after well, the incident. The thing is, I loved Mother, you see. I miss her something terrible. Anyways, some days, evenings, when I'd miss her the most, I'd sit down and I'd have a chat with her. Just me and her and a bottle of pale ale, having a chit chat. I'd sit her down on the coffee table and I'd take the lid off and open up a pale ale and light a cigarette and tell her all that was on my mind, just like before she took her leave. But then, one evening, oh, I suppose it was 2 or 3 months ago now, I had, let's say, one of my off days. At first, I tried to hide it from her. I chatted about this and that, general things, and I'd pour myself a pale ale and have another cigarette and another pale ale and another cigarette and another, and I suppose I got carried away. And then all these feelings started bubbling up out of nowhere. I was just telling her how angry I was with her, and I saw myself flick a little ash from the cigarette into the Wedgwood resting place instead of the ashtray, and I froze. I was horrified, mortified. How could I have done such a thing to my own mother? It was the ultimate slap in the face, and what could I do? I couldn't fish it out. It all looked the same. I suppose I could have scooped it out of the top part, but some of that was Mother. Anyway, eventually I apologized to her, and I was very sincere, without a scene, and I vowed the next morning that I would seal the lid of her little Wedgwood tomb permanently, for all eternity, just like the ancient pharaohs, like Cleopatra, etc. So, yes, even though in most respects that is my mother, I suppose that, strictly speaking, I'd have to say that it's 99.8% my mother, and a tiny 0.2% of it is just a little bit of Marlboro Light.